Hello students. In the last video we talked about the leaf. Today we'll continue with that. I hope you might have observed some of the leaves as I told you to observe them. But still we'll see some of the leaves today and the venation, how are the veins arranged in them. So first of all I'll show you this leaf. This is orange. This is an orange leaf. So if you can see its venation, how are the veins arranged? Now this is your work to write the names and what type of venation they have, okay? So I'm displaying this orange leaf. All you have to do is sense the venation, if it is parallel or if it seems reticulate to you, okay? Second leaf is of this a lychee's leaf. See if it's alternate, if it's reticulate, or if it is parallel. This is a grape's leaf. See, it is forming a clear-cut network. So you should know if network is being formed, then what type of venation it is. And this last one is of guava. Guava you might all have observed. See, it's a beautiful venation. Now all you have to do is this guava, this orange, this grape's leaf, and the last one is this lychee's leaf. All you have to tell me is what kind of venation these 4 leaves have. Alright, apart from this venation topic, this we have already discussed, we'll continue today with the topic functions of leaf. What role a leaf plays in a plant? Functions of a leaf. Number 1 is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So before we discuss the function of leaf and photosynthesis, we should know what is photosynthesis. And the word photosynthesis consists of 2 words itself. One is photo, another one is synthesis. The word synthesis means to form something, to generate something. Okay, and the word photo means light. So photosynthesis is that process in which a plant uses light from the sun, that is sunlight, and in the presence of this light it forms something. And what does it form? It forms food. So photosynthesis is a process in which a plant forms food in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so how are leaves helping in photosynthesis? It is in this manner that, as we discussed in our previous lecture, that plant has leaves, and leaves are of which color? Green. And why are leaves green? Because they have a pigment in them, and the name of pigment is chlorophyll. Remember, green pigment, chlorophyll. Now this chlorophyll which is present inside the leaves, this chlorophyll helps the plant to absorb sunlight. Sunlight cannot directly enter in the plant. Now it just falls on the plant. So how does plant store that energy? How does plant keep that energy inside it? It is by the help of that pigment which is chlorophyll. Okay. So how are leaves helping in photosynthesis is that leaves have a pigment which is called chlorophyll, which absorbs the sunlight, and in the presence of sunlight the plant prepare its food. So the first function of leaf is photosynthesis, because without leaf plant cannot do this process. Why? Because leaves have chlorophyll inside them. Okay, so what does plant do? It does not only need sunlight, but it needs carbon dioxide plus it needs water. Okay, this carbon dioxide, where is it coming from? It is coming from air, from the atmosphere. Where does this water is coming from? This water is absorbed by roots from the soil, right? So these two things, they, in the presence of sunlight, and if you have to write sunlight here, you must enter the word chlorophyll, because without chlorophyll this sunlight cannot be here. So what does it form? It forms food, of course. So it is glucose, and we call glucose as sugar, we write it as sugar, plus oxygen and water as well, because lot of water is absorbed by roots and not all the water is used here. So some of the water is released out as well. Okay, so plants are taking in carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil, and they mix these two things in the presence of sunlight, which forms sugar, that is their food, and oxygen and some of the water as well. So this is the process of photosynthesis, and we call this as an equation. This is known as an equation of photosynthesis. We also call it as a reaction. This is the reaction of photosynthesis. So the first function of leaf is photosynthesis. Now the function number 2 is that leaves also help in exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Exchange means to take and to give. Take, give case. Okay, exchange. So leaves have very small pores present on them. Pores. We cannot see these pores. We can see them only under a very strong microscope. Okay, so these pores are known as stomata. Stomata. So stomata are present on the leaves, and through these stomata carbon dioxide enters the plant, and this oxygen which is formed during photosynthesis is given out. Carbon dioxide is entering and oxygen is coming out. Through what? Through stomata. And where are these stomata present? They are present in the leaf. So exchange of gases is the function of leaf. Number 3, another function of leaf. First one is photosynthesis, second one is exchange of gases, and the third function of leaf is transpiration. Transpiration. So what is transpiration first of all? It is a process in which the plant releases or gives out excess water. Remember, we just said that plants got roots. These roots continuously absorb water from the soil. Plant does not need this whole water. It only needs some of the water. So where does this extra water which enters the plant goes? It leaves the plant. Through which process? Through transpiration. What happens in transpiration? That this extra water, from where does it leave the plant? From where does it exit the plant? It is again through the leaf. So we just said that the leaf has some small pores on it. These pores, which are known as stomata, this excess water leaves the plant through these stomatas. Okay, and when this water leaves the plant, it gives cooling effect to the plant. It cools the plant. So you all go for this PT period when you, in especially hot summer season, when you come from the ground and enter the class, you immediately switch on the fans and you feel really cool because you all are full of sweat, and when this sweat leaves your body, it gives you cooling effect. Similarly, in hot summer season, this extra water, when it leaves the plant, it keeps the plant cool. It gives cooling effect. So three functions of a leaf are photosynthesis, exchange of gases, and transpiration. Okay. Now, these are the few things about leaf. Next are activities. Two activities are explained in your book. We'll deal with activity number 1. What about first activity? You have to prove that starch is formed in a plant. What is starch? When a lot of sugar comes together, accumulates together, it forms a starch. Alright? So what happens in this case is that you have to prove that starch is being formed. Starch is formed in a plant, okay, during photosynthesis. So first of all, what you have to do is, step number 1 is take a leaf. Take a leaf. Now, which leaf? He has given you the example of coleus. So, coleus is a type of plant which has patched leaves. You know what are patched leaves? In these leaves, some of the color of the leaf is green. I don't have this green marker, so let me mark it with red. Some of the portion of leaf is green, while another portion of the plant is of some another color. It is either yellow, or it's brown, or it's white. Such leaf is known as patched leaf. Leaf with patches. It has got some patches. It is not, the whole leaf is not the same color. It has got some patches over it. Now this part is green, this is non-green. So you have to take such a leaf in order to prove that starch is formed inside a plant. Okay. So take this leaf, place it in a test tube. You have to place this leaf in a test tube, and in this test tube add some alcohol. You have to add some alcohol in it. You have to keep this leaf in the presence of alcohol. Say this is step number 2. In step number 3, you have to place this test tube inside a beaker containing water. Place this test tube with leaf inside and alcohol inside in a beaker containing water, and you have to heat this beaker. You have to heat this beaker. Okay. After heating, when you will take out this leaf, you will see that the green color of the leaf has disappeared. This green color has come out of the leaf. You will observe that this color, green color of the leaf, will become now colorless. Okay. So when you see this leaf, colorless leaf, you have to wash it. Number 4th step will be wash this leaf. Why to wash the leaf? In order to remove the alcohol. We have placed this leaf inside the alcohol now. To remove this alcohol, you have to wash the leaf. Okay. Now, the last step will be, you will test this washed leaf with iodine solution. 5th step will be to put iodine is a chemical. You can easily get it. Iodine solution, a few drops you will add on the leaf, and you will observe that the portion of the leaf which was green earlier, now the color has gone. Now there is no green color, right? But that leaf, the same leaf, the part of the leaf which was green earlier will turn blue-black. It will turn blue-black. Iodine always gives blue-black color if starch is present. Okay, if starch is not present, it will not give this blue-black color. So why have we taken this leaf? Because it has some of the green part and it also has some of the non-green part. Okay, now you dip this leaf in the alcohol so as that all the stored this starch is destroyed. The green color of the plant, we finished it off by heating this leaf by placing it in alcohol, and after that when we added iodine to the leaf, what we observed was that only the green part turned blue-black. This means that yes, sugar is formed, starch is formed, but only in which part? The part which is green in color. That means photosynthesis is happening only in the part which is green in color, and when photosynthesis is happening, starch is being formed. This is activity number 1, and another activity, there is simple activity, activity number 2. What is written in activity number 2, what is shown in activity number 2 is they have proved transpiration. To prove that transpiration occurs, simply all you have to do is take, in step number first, take a potted plant. Take a potted plant with a pot attached to it. Okay. Now you have to cover this plant with a polythene bag. With a polythene bag. Make sure you do not leave any space so that water do not, exits through any other way. So cover this potted plant with the help of a polythene bag. In step number 2, you have to place this potted plant with the polythene bag for 3 to 4 hours in sunlight. Then observe what happens. You will observe that some of the water droplets have been accumulated. You will see some of the water droplets on the polythene bag here. So if water droplets are there, that means transpiration is happening, because what happens in transpiration? Plant loses excess water in the form of vapors. Okay, so transpiration you can prove simply by using a polythene bag. If you are able to see some of the droplets inside the polythene bag, that means transpiration is going on. Alright, you can do this, you can try this at your home as well. This is a really simple experiment. Alright, so that's all for today. We'll continue with the rest of the chapter in our next class. Thank you.